I never knew enrolling in acting classes as a child and the different roles I played would foreshadow the different roles I played in my life. I enjoyed my parents providing the funds for my infantile desires of becoming a child actress. This support ended when a new scene began. The loss of a home, the passing of my favorite uncle, while dealing with ADHD. Overnight, I took over the role of the mother of my family. My parents casted me and gave me a plot to improvise a performance: alcoholism, esophageal cancer, and insurmountable debts. Subsequently, the other people in my life gave me their own instructions. Shift managers counted on me to be there for my part-time job. Students counted on me to help them with their review for their upcoming science test. Club advisors counted on me to sustain the longevity of the club for successors to come. Beloved friends counted on me to help them solve their palpable depression. These roles I had were interchangeable, and they started to develop at a young age when I constantly kept getting rejected from roles that I aspired to be. I had no support because I acted as a support. That is, until I walked into AVID every fourth period. I knew I would reap benefits from the AVID program my first day freshman year. Mr. Padilla introduced the class to the 10-24/7 method, something I resonated well with and understood I needed to become a successful student. If it wasn't for AVID, I wouldn't have maintained a 4.5 GPA all throughout high school. Freshman year, Mr. Padilla stated the imperativeness of joining clubs. I eagerly signed up for clubs that interested me and stuck to 4 in particular that actually meant something. That meant something beyond another extracurricular activity I could put on my college application. Interact Club, UNICEF Club, Link Crew, and of course, AVID eBoard. If it wasn't for AVID, I wouldn't have been president of 4 out of those 5 clubs throughout my high school career. All 4 of those clubs. By taking opportunities through my clubs on campus, I have built a bond with the staff at the Corona Chamber of Commerce. And through these connections, I have brought up a concern: minors taking ride-sharing vehicles to school because their parents aren't there to provide the transportation themselves. This is illegal, and I knew I could make an impact by devising a strategy for the school and ride-sharing companies to collaborate and make an efficient plan by hiring associates who underwent a pervasive background check so that students and parents alike can feel comfortable with the way they get to and from school grounds. If it wasn't for AVID, I wouldn't have gotten involved with the community and potentially saved lives. Sophomore year, Miss Blabani broke me out of my shell in order to accomplish these valiant things. She assigned the road trip interview, where we had to interview a person that works in our aspiring occupation field of choice, and it couldn't be a family member. I was terrified and embarrassed whenever I kept getting rejected from people who didn't want to be a part of it. This assignment taught me that your future starts with one phone call, and my experience is documented on YouTube for everyone to see. If it wasn't for AVID, I wouldn't have been capable of and fully responsible for taking action and establishing a foundation of success on a more definitive and everlasting basis. However, junior year was when my life started to fall apart. And although I didn't tell a soul about the tribulations that occurred at home, I didn't need to, because AVID acted as my family regardless if they knew my real family was there for me. Not only did I meet my best friend through AVID, but I grew a bond with the teachers and tutors who gave me stability and made me realize that I wasn't as broken as I thought I was, and that every great hero has bad scars and bad days and bad memories. But if it wasn't for AVID, I wouldn't be the emotionally resilient person I am today. Senior year, AVID taught me that I signed up for far too many AP classes and advised me to take another class instead. Miss Partita, one of the AVID counselors at our school, offered anatomy, and I didn't know much about that class, despite it being a science and a non-AP. But I complied, and because I took that class, I realized I wanted to have a career in the STEM field. And I'm not sure what exactly yet, but what I know is that I want to shape the future in unprecedented ways. During the process of revising our class's personal statements, Mr. Padilla saw my deeply rooted conflict and helped me this year express my story in my home life for the first time. And this is something I would have never done. But because of the copious amounts of trust I share with the AVID staff, I was capable in doing so. And if it wasn't for AVID, I wouldn't be standing here right now and on my way to UC Santa Cruz to major in biomolecular engineering. Thank you.